What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires. It's Tuesday, February 6th, and this morning was supposed to be when Jonathan Majors was sentenced for his domestic violence case. However, and at the last minute, everyone in the court was informed that the sentencing wouldn't be taking place. Rather, it was delayed now, as reported by multiple outlets. We're going to talk about why and what it means for his case. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean anything, though, for his role in the MCU. We're also going to round up the latest news as it pertains to his recasting. There have been some names that have come up in the last couple of weeks. We're going to break down everything in the brand new report and why ultimately his sentencing was delayed. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and adjacent news like we're covering today, and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner, we suspect in March, with the release of X-Men 97. Again, all you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so after some speculation this morning, after prosecutors announced that they would not be moving forward with sentencing today, People's latest report, and as corroborated by multiple outlets, came out and said that, quote, Jonathan Majors' domestic violence sentencing is postponed weeks after guilty verdict, where they go on to report, quote, Jonathan Majors' sentencing hearing has been delayed. The Creed 3 actor's sentencing, originally slated for Tuesday, was postponed by a slew of post-conviction motions filed by his lawyers, People confirms. They then go on to rehash the account of what happened and during the trial, much of which, and many of you, do not need any rehashing of that or retelling like they do in a lot of these articles just to basically fill them up. What I will say, though, however, is a lot of the articles go on to mention that there was a possibility of him facing up to 1 year in jail during the sentencing, but I don't think the motions are as much about that as they are probably about trying to appeal this and get the conviction overturned or dismissed, only based on a lot of stuff that legal experts were saying. And even here on YouTube, keep in mind, I'm not one, but they were saying that his lawyers could have made arguments that would have absolved him of the reckless charges that he was ultimately found guilty of. Of course, it is par for the course for lawyers to go ahead and file a bunch of appeals in the first place anyway, and so there is no word on when that sentencing will take place. And honestly, I hate it for Jonathan Majors that this just drags out longer and longer. That being said, though, they could go a long way again and maybe getting him ultimately cleared of this, but none of that will matter as far as the MCU is concerned. And unfortunately now, by all reports, as some of you keep asking at the channel about what's going on with that, the only two names that we've heard brought up for a possible recast are both Coleman Domingo and John David Washington. They came from the same source in Daniel RPK, but while the sources have not been coming up with names, they have all corroborated the fact that a recast is what Marvel Studios is going to do. And I know a lot of you here in the community agree that they shouldn't have let him go in the first place, and I've argued that that's only going to complicate matters, because not only do you need to find someone to replace him, but if you bring in an actor that doesn't do the same or a better job of portrayal of Kang, then you're really just setting yourself up for a major letdown, where it really feels like the checkmate here is that the only win Marvel Studios could have at this point is bringing back Jonathan Majors in a rehire, which looked maybe like there was a sliver of hope for that for a minute, but you guys keep asking about it, and I think ultimately now, especially according to all the industry insider sources, that's completely dead in the water, and it will be a recast no matter what happens here ultimately with the sentencing or anything else with Jonathan Majors. I even saw one of the LA Times articles today saying something about a PR disaster, and I really maybe don't think there's been a disaster on anybody's part except for the fact that his legal team didn't maybe do what they needed to and during the trial to make sure that he didn't get a guilty verdict. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below as always. And since the recast appears to be open-ended now at this point, if not Coleman Domingo and John David Washington, who is your pick to replace Jonathan Majors as Kang in the MCU? I quite honestly, the more I think about it, would actually love Denzel Washington in that role, and I actually think that the shtick that he's built, what we can expect from Denzel as an actor, would fit rather nicely in line with what Jonathan Majors already did in his portrayal of the character. But this isn't even taking into account that maybe actors like John David Washington or Denzel Washington, maybe they don't want the role. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel, and we're going to continue to do so until the PlayStation 5 Pro or the PlayStation 6 comes out. We're also going to give away Madam Web tickets at the end of this week, which is going to air next week. And again, guys, I have no idea what to expect about Madam Web, but apparently with the lack of marketing there hasn't been too much time for people to start panning it, and since the reviews don't come out until about 24 to 48 hours after the Deadpool trailer drops, I think if there really is an overwhelming amount of bad press, it's just going to get swept up with all the good favor for Deadpool. Maybe it'll be doing it a service. That being said, with the tickets, the PlayStations, any of the other giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice and a comment shown on screen. That's when there is a winner. So please guys, be safe and vigilant on any platform, mine, anybody else's channel, any platform. Anybody can take a content creator's photo, claim to be them, and then try to get you to pay for shipping for a prize that doesn't even exist. Unfortunately, that's been happening on YouTube and for some time, and while they have been leaving us alone here at this channel for about a year or so, I will say they are still hitting some of my friends' channels, and I've seen it on other platforms. So if you should get a comment like that, please never share your information on a third-party app like Telegram or WhatsApp. Remember that most content creators aren't always just giving away prizes, and if you look at other comments on that respective platform, you'll see the same spam comment not everybody wants. So just go ahead and report that comment directly to the respective platform, and they are very fast about deleting those accounts. And I want to remind you, you're doing everybody a service, not just you or the content creator who would delete it. Trust me, if they had the time or knew about it, I was spending hours deleting those comments, but the actual accounts themselves get deleted, and then you're doing everybody across the entire community a service wherever they've commented before. You're literally helping everybody out, and I thank you very much for your vigilance. Again, please stay safe when it comes to these comments and the giveaways. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name Allfires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.